UFC Fight Night Perez vs Taira wrapped up today, and this is my recap of the fight card. Starting from the opening fight of the card, which was Josefine Knutsson getting the decision win over Julia Palastri. I just want to start off by saying this. A lot of people talk a lot of smack about women's MMA fights in general. The two women's MMA fights were the most entertaining fights by far on this card. It was a nice fight by Knutsson, honestly. I really hated how Palastri was getting visibly upset about the push kicks to the body. Palastri just had a terrible poker face. She just kept showing how upset she was getting about the push kicks. You cannot show your opponent that you're frustrated like that, because what are they going to do? They're going to repeat it over and over again. Great performance by Knutsson. She did make it close-ish by staying on the ground with her. Palastri was just taking her down a lot. She made it really close with the takedowns, but she did out-damage her for a large majority of the fight. Not much to say here. We can move on. Melquizael Costa gets the third round submission over Beke. So Costa latches up a neck crank in the last round. Great result from him. I did have him winning this fight. I did think it was going to be a later rounds TKO as well, or a decision win, and he did get the finish, but with a submission. I was actually getting pretty annoyed to see some Twitter comments popping up in the middle of the fight on my screen, and they were saying that Beke was up 2-0 when Costa was arguably up in this fight, in my opinion, before the third round. You can't just take someone down and do literally no damage to them the entire fight and expect to win, especially when they are trying to actively reverse position, latching up defensive submissions like the Kimura Costa kept trying off his back, and Costa was constantly hitting him throughout these grappling exchanges, which Beke was not doing. I do think that it was close though. Beke was really controlling him on the ground, but like I said, just not enough activity. I said in my predictions video that if Beke was more active with his hands and better with his wrestling, I would have picked him, so very happy with my research on that specific spot and happy to get the win. We move on. Westin Wilson gets the first round submission over Jeka Saragi. I thought for a second I was going to sweep these prelims, but on this card, Saragi just gets taken down and subbed by Westin Wilson, which I think a lot of people were saying was impossible for him. And I saw a video by this YouTuber by the name of On The Liver MMA. He makes some entertaining content regarding MMA. Definitely recommend to go check him out. But anyway, he made an entire video about Westin Wilson saying how bad he is and how this is a guaranteed win for Jeka Saragi. And I sort of did agree with that take. I'll be honest. I picked Jeka to win this fight as well. But I did mention that this guy is dangerous in the submission game, and I didn't take it lightly in my prediction video. I just wish Jeka Saragi had more of a mindset to stand up and not engage in the ground game with Westin Wilson. Crazy good win from Westin Wilson. This was one of the more exciting finishes of the card. Nice job. We move on. Gabriella Fernandes getting the win over Carly Jadis. This was a fantastic fight from both girls. Like I said before, the WMMA fights really made this card. You could tell from the get-go that Gabriella Fernandes had the power advantage in this fight, and I did say that in my predictions video. She hit Carly Jadis in the first round with some crazy power shots to the head. I had Gabriella Fernandes winning this fight pretty clearly. Did way more damage in the first and second round than Carly Jadis. I don't care if they are close on strikes. It's important who's doing the more damaging strikes since it's a damage-based scoring system. Carly definitely took over and won the last round by keeping up a high pace when Gabriella was slowing down though. Split decision was crazy to me, but happy that Gabriella got the win, and rightfully so. And another win for the channel. We move on. Also, you got to respect Carly Jadis. She went out there and kept the pace on her in the last round, especially after getting hit with some very powerful shots throughout the first and second round of this fight. We move on. Nate Maness gets the win over Jimmy Flick. Easy-ish win for Nate Maness. Wasn't the most exciting fight to watch. He almost threw himself right into a super tight guillotine in the second round as well. I was literally yelling at my screen during the submission attempt as well. Clearly dominated the exchanges, was able to nullify Jimmy's game plan to a T this fight, and he just jabbed his face off. That's pretty much it. I thought Jimmy actually looked quite good in the first round with his kicks, but his output was pretty much gone after the middle of the second round. Good win for Maness, and we move on. Josh Quinlan versus Adam Fugitt. This fight, split decision to Fugitt. The live odds was something crazy like -620 for Quinlan, and I thought watching live he was losing the third round, and he lost the second too, so I don't know what those odds were. I definitely think the right person won as well. I don't think it was any sort of robbery. I think Quinlan had this fight in the bag, I'll be honest, and he really just threw it away. Adam's kicks looked like they were in slow motion. They were so terribly slow. But Quinlan literally just threw nothing at him in the second and third rounds. Very minimal strikes. If he had some sort of volume, I honestly think he would have been an easy win for him. And Adam Fugitt ended up getting a little more rhythm in the third round, which made him look even better. And it made it harder for Quinlan as well. But yeah, listen, it's a win for Adam Fugitt, but poor performance from Quinlan overall. More of a lower level fight, I'll be honest with you. And we move on. Asu Almabayev gets the win over Jose Johnson. Wow. Now, I really enjoyed this fight. This fight was pretty sick. Enjoyed this fight a lot, like I said. Jose Johnson was very active off his back. Thought he had a triangle for a second, and he kept trying to go for that submission overall throughout the fight. Almabayev was just relentless. The guy could not be stopped on the ground. Very high-level fighter. and even managed to get a spinning back kick to the head of Jose Johnson, even though he's literally like 7 inches shorter than him as well. Literal skyscraper compared to Asu Almabayev. Once he got Jose down to the ground, he was super active in his ground and pound, which I love. I hate seeing dudes get such a dominant position and then just sit there. So amazing work. Definitely will be looking out for him more and more as he continues to fight. Extends his win streak to 16 with that win, I believe. And we move on. Brady Hiestand beats Garrett Armfield. Props to Hiestand. I had Armfield going into this fight, and it was super close, back and forth. I was right about Armfield having the boxing advantage on the feet, and he was doing so well. He rocked Brady bad in the second. I really thought they were going to stop this fight. Like, I can't believe I watch main events like Jared Cannonier versus Mavov, and they stopped the fight like that, and they're not going to stop this fight when Brady Hiestand's getting his head bounded into the ground. But Brady battled back, survived the round, kept persisting with the takedowns, and in the third round, he got the back and choked him out. Awesome fight to watch just because of the comeback. We move on. Lucas Almeida beats Timmy Kawamba. I thought Timmy could catch Lucas Almeida in this fight, and he did, but Lucas just seemed to be going through the punches and caught Timmy even harder than Timmy caught him in this fight. And he also caught Timmy early into the first round on this fight. So it was an uphill battle for Timmy Kawamba from that point on, and he did well to battle back. I can't even believe he won the third round, honestly, in this fight. Crazy heart from a young and hungry guy, but definitely there are things that he needs to work on for sure. Great performance from Lucas Almeida. Clear win in this fight. We move on. Douglas Silva de Andrade versus Miles Johns. This fight wasn't the best, to be honest, in terms of technical ability. This fight also could have gone either way as well. I don't understand 30-27 scorecards to Miles Johns, especially the third round, where he was running away after being badly rocked by a flying knee. I did have Miles Johns winning though, 29-28 watching live. Another pick doesn't go for the channel, unfortunately, and we're not looking so clean on this card overall anymore, but it's the way it goes sometimes. We move on. Now on to the main event. Tatsuro Taira gets the win over Alex Perez. In the end, good win for Tatsuro Taira. He gets to move on, extend his streak. It was a great back take sequence. He looked strong on the back. I did really think he was going to get the finish. I had Tatsuro Taira winning this fight in my predictions video, but you hate to see guys go out like that. I don't like seeing injuries happen in fights, especially to the knee, because you know a lot of things happen there. A lot of injuries that take a lot of time to recover, a lot of surgeries. So we hope Alex Perez is able to recover very quickly. Also, I thought it was an important point to say that the commentary was really talking up Tatsuro Taira, which I didn't like. I know I do like Tatsuro Taira myself, but Michael Bisping walked into the cage saying something along the lines of, wow, that was a great performance by Tatsuro Taira, fantastic, this might have been the best performance you've ever had, or something like that. I'm pretty sure he said something along those lines, and Tatsuro Taira literally arguably lost the first round, and then got Alex Perez's back, and then the fight ended due to injury. So I don't know what he means by best performance I've ever seen. Obviously, I don't think he's either watching the fight or maybe he's going through the motions or something, but I don't know what he was saying. Not much else to say about the card. That's it for the recap video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the card overall, even though it was a bit of a rough one. Let me know if there's any videos you'd like to see next in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you guys next time.